Hey everyone, this is 8-Bit Flashback, and I just upgraded my mini Sega Genesis Classic Edition. Now instead of 4,000 games, I have around 8,000 games, and I downloaded this image from Arcade Punks, and I want to give a big shout out to MadPixel for uploading this image. It's full of all kinds of games, emulators, and artwork. So here we are at the main menu. We got an arcade emulator with about 2,900 games. We got an Atari 2600 emulator with about 650 games. An Atari Lynx emulator with about 60 games. An FB Alpha emulator, it's an arcade emulator with about 65 games. We got the Famicom, the Japanese version of Nintendo. That's got about 90 games. Let's go ahead and check this one out. This is a weird remake of Super Mario Bros. 1. It's based on a radio program called Night Nippon from Japan. So it's pretty much the same game. They just changed some of the textures and a couple of the characters in the game. So right away you're going to notice that the rocks at the bottom are different than the regular Mario game. And right there, instead of a mushroom, you got some weird circle guy with glasses. And then in round 2, instead of piranha plants coming out of the pipes, you got some weird head that pops up and down, wearing sunglasses. I guess he's supposed to be a character from Night Nippon. Another very interesting game you should check out is Doki Doki Panic, which was actually Super Mario Bros. 2 here in the US. But in Japan, it was a whole different game. Japan's version of Super Mario Bros. 2 looked a lot like Super Mario Bros. 1. It was just much harder. The US felt that Japan's version of Super Mario Bros. 2 was too dated because it looked just like the original. So their solution was they turned Doki Doki Panic into Super Mario Bros. 2. And they did this by changing the characters and the story just a little bit. So here's a look at the characters that were in Doki Doki Panic. Notice at the bottom here there's a genie character, and he actually looks very similar to Mario. So as you can see here, it starts off just like Super Mario Bros. 2. And this guy looks a lot like Mario dressed up in a genie costume. And in addition to the characters being different, I noticed that some of the items are slightly different also. In Mario Bros. 2, you actually pull a potion bottle out of the ground instead of that genie looking bottle. Okay, let's check out some more emulators. We got a Game Boy emulator that's got about 565 games. We got a Game Boy Advance with around 104 games. Game Boy Color, 535 games. The Sega Master System, 281 games. The Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, 782 games. The Neo Geo, 142 games. The original Nintendo, about 792 games. The PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16 with about 94 games. Here's the RetroPie menu where you can change a lot of your settings, make updates, and a lot of other things. Okay, more emulators. We got the Mega Drive 32X or the Genesis 32X, 33 games available for that. And last on the list, Super Nintendo with about 786 games. When you open up the emulators, you're going to find that most of your artwork is already there. Either there's going to be some box cover art or just a snapshot of the game. And usually there's a summary for each game also, giving a brief description of what the game is. So most of the emulators already have artwork, but I noticed that the Arcade Classics doesn't have any artwork. So let's go ahead and fix that. So to start off with, let's go to the RetroPie menu, then go down to Wi-Fi, and then go ahead and get logged into your Wi-Fi. So after you're logged into your Wi-Fi, go ahead and exit back out, and that'll take you back to the RetroPie menu. So before I do the artwork for the arcade emulator, I'm going to go ahead and change the theme for RetroPie. So I'm going to go up to ES Themes here. I'm going to load that. Once inside here, you can view or update theme gallery. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And then inside here, it's going to show all the different themes that are available to download. Some of the themes may already be installed. They'll say not installed or installed. I'm going to go ahead and pick Zoid because it's not installed and add that to my theme gallery. Once that's downloaded, go ahead and cancel back out, and then you're back to the main menu. Now go ahead and press Start, go down to UI Settings, then scroll down to Theme Settings, and now the Zoid theme will be available right there. So I just downloaded Zoid for an example. The theme I'm actually going to use was pre-installed already. That's called Metapixel. So I'm going to select this theme, go down to the back button, and press Enter. I actually prefer this theme over the one that came with the image when I downloaded it. The one that was on it was called Futura, and it has kind of a futuristic look. It's nice and clean looking, but it doesn't quite match the era of the video games. And this one I feel it matches it better because it's kind of got a pixelated look. Plus it includes screenshots for each emulator. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add the artwork for the Arcade Classic simulator. So I'm going to go ahead and press the Start button, and then select Scraper. And then I'm going to go down to Scrape Now, select that. Now I want to go down to Systems, select that, and we want to uncheck everything except for the Arcade Classics. If you don't make sure to uncheck the rest of the systems, it might change the artwork or cover art for each system and it might take forever to re-upload them and get them back the way they were. So the only box I selected was the arcade box. Now I'm going to go down and push back, and I'm going to start scraping with user decides on conflicts on. But doing it this way is going to take much longer. The upside is it's much more accurate doing it this way. There's going to be a lot of situations where the computer doesn't know which image to select. So by doing it this way, you can select the proper image for each game. In some situations, the computer doesn't recognize the name of the game. In that case, you can go down to the input button and type in a different name. For instance, sometimes there'll be a 12 or something in front of a game name, and that confuses it. But you can type in just the game name and search for the image easier. But since I have 2,896 arcade games, this is going to take forever. So I'm going to go back and turn user decides off, then push start again. So now it's just going to guess the best image for me. Some of the artwork might be wrong now, but it's not worth it to me to sit there and decide each one for myself. So as you can see here, doing it this way is much faster. Okay guys, thanks for watching. This is 8-Bit Flashback. If you want to hear more from me, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, just click any of these links.